Hello, Ryan here, and welcome to Star Citizen Sunday. This is a weekly show which covers all of the news from the week just past. Be sure to subscribe if you like what you see, and let's get on with it. This week, we check out the new and improved asteroids coming to the Stanton system in Alpha 3.13, plus we check out the upcoming tools for salvaging, medical, repair, and tractor beams. So this week's Inside Star Citizen begun by looking at the new range of tools that are currently in the works. The first upcoming tool being worked on now is the multi-tool medical attachment. This again utilises the Grey Cat multi-tool platform and will allow players to perform medical treatment to other players or NPCs. They mentioned that over time you may begin to suffer long-lasting injuries if you have been injured multiple times. This multi-tool will allow you to fire and apply healing gel over a short distance to another player, and you'll also get a UI readout which will highlight any long-lasting injuries that the player has sustained that they might not know about, allowing you to advise them or swap out for various canisters or drugs to then top them back up. Next up is the dedicated medical gun, which gives you all the same information that the multi-tool does, but with more added functionality of being able to apply different types of drugs at varying levels and amounts, which will really contribute to pushing the medical role in the PU. This dedicated gun looks more high-tech and professional compared to the multi-tool version, which is what the medical staff in hospitals will be using when they come online. Now, I do love the sound of how the medical profession is shaping up, being able to analyse players or NPCs and see what's wrong with them, which include long-term untreated issues as well, then applying the correct treatment, being able to advise them on the best course of action, which will help create depth and make it skill-based. We know they want to have a deep system with the medical profession, we just haven't heard exactly how it's going to flow, and this sounds quite interesting. So back to the multi-tool, we have the salvaging attachment, which has two functions. You can use it to salvage and repair. Now the salvaging function will be in the form of hull stripping, so stripping away the materials of the hull of the ship that will get stored in a canister, and then it can be sold on or used for repair, so applying whatever you gathered while salvaging to the damaged parts of ships to repair them. Now I would love to know if how much the canister can hold, and whether we'll be able to have extra canisters or backpack canisters to help fill that up. Maybe not for the multi-tool with it being a small functioning device, maybe that's more going to be for the dedicated tool. Talking of which, we did get to see a nice range of dedicated tools, kicking it off with the tractor beam, so the dedicated Grey Cat tractor beam tool. It is much bigger than the multi-tool counterpart, and it only does the one thing. This is a much more powerful tool, so it'll allow you to lift greater weights. I think the multi-tool is around 250 kilos, I believe, I can't remember, but this will allow you to lift much heavier, although they didn't actually specify what the weight would be though. It has a bigger battery as well, and they are also exploring the possibility of it being able to push and pull faster or grapple from further distances at greater speeds as well. So there's a lot to be ironed out, but it'll be a much better version of what we have for the multi-tool. After that, we got to see the dedicated Grey Cat cutter tool. So compared to the multi-tool cutter, this standalone tool will be able to cut through materials quicker, cut through more denser materials, and be able to do it faster and longer thanks to the larger battery capacity. Again, it shares the Grey Cat design, but they did say it has more of an older generation look. Next up is the bearing breaching charge, and this is to be the first FPS deployable. It is small in size and will stick onto a door and help to bust through the door. It has the bearing styling to maintain the family branding, so pretty cool device. Be nice to put that in your backpack just in case. The next item we saw was the Ultiflex crossbow. Now this is going to be the epitome of stealth, so when radars and scanner systems are picking up on weapon signatures like heat, EM and audio for all of your weapons, be that an energy or a ballistic, the crossbow will literally fly under the radar and be unseen and unheard by all of them. Plus it does look kind of cool. So those are a few of the dedicated tools that are currently being worked on. Personally, I am more excited for these as they will sort of shape how we engage in all of these kinds of industrial gameplay, from salvaging, mining, engineering, not to mention how it'll help to evolve the medical profession. So I'm excited to see each of these systems grow in functionality from the initial tier 0 implementation up to completion, and being able to buy, own, find all of these different tools and then taking the ones that you need for the job at hand is going to be so much fun. So for the second half of Inside Star Citizen, we got a look at the new asteroids, or a new range of asteroids that are coming to the Stanton system in 3.13. Now the older asteroids are using old tech, so they look dated, they were not performance friendly either, and they have built a whole new asteroid pipeline to help them to create and iterate more variation much quicker and improve the quality as well. Now these new asteroids are more consistent in detail. It uses the new organic shader, which has displacement tessellation as well, and personally I really like the look and the style of these asteroids. They do look far more like rock, like it's been splintered or shattered from one another, but also they have more nooks and crannies for the players to hide, and the overall look is just far more interesting. Now I do believe that Stanton's asteroids specifically will be visually different to other systems, as we do have pyro asteroids on the roadmap, so I expect there will be much more distinction between different systems, which makes sense based on the rocks that are around to form the asteroids. Hopefully it will make asteroid mining a little bit more consistent as well, but that was Inside Star Citizen. Let us move on. So also this week there was a new op.net post talking to Rowena Dooley regarding the recent Xenothreat attack in Stanton. There was a character tech team AMA over on Spectrum, which I will break down into a separate video coming soon. And finally, this week's Star Citizen Live was with the members of the props team, taking us through the process of how they create items like a hollow dot sight. Highly recommend watching this if it is something you're interested in, but there was no information to glean from the episode. So that brings us to the end of the show. If you do enjoy my content, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. Also, I am able to do this thanks to my very generous patrons and channel members. If you appreciate what I do and would like to help make it even better from as little as $1 a month, all of the links are provided below.